Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to Willow Clan in Clangen, a clan that has made its home on a small island surrounded by a still river in a mire. A wilted willow hangs over them menacingly, but there are whispers on the winds that lead them into a warm embrace. They don't really know what the whispers are, but Iris Star and a few others are assuming that it could be Star Clan, and they feel comforted by it. But they don't actually know if it is. Last time, we had Elrun, a former kitty pet, join the clan after being saved by River J. She was having trouble after giving birth to Raccoonpaw. It was a straining birth, but Raccoonpaw survived. However, something is very wrong with Raccoonpaw. It isn't obvious yet, but they did suffer a seizure and are now running a fever. River J is going to keep an eye on her, and of course so will Elrun. But for now, the clan will continue with its normal patrols and making themselves at home in this mire. We are still just starting out, and we will continue with patrols. The remaining 3 cats will all go together for a hunt. River J just came back with this new mother, and so the 3 of them have decided to use their strength to get something for all of them to eat, especially Elrun, who is still recovering from giving birth. Unfortunately, being so new to the land, they do try to get fish from the river that is beside them, but the water is just a little bit too murky, and the fish quickly scurries away before the cats can get it. The cats, on the first moon, don't have any food. That actually wasn't even the first moon, that was the beginning, so it was moon 0 technically. But now we have our first ceremony as Willow Clan. Stonepaw carefully touches noses with their new mentor, Iris Star, looking quite intimidated and nervous. So Iris Star has decided to take on an apprentice of her own, and Stonepaw is who she has chosen. Hopefully Stonepaw survives this. Grouse Kit has gotten a runny nose. River J was climbing a tree when they fell. And Woodkit snuck out of camp and returned a bit bruised, but brimming with pride despite the scolding they were given. Shame on you, Woodkit. Kit should not leave the den! But now we will check on our clan. Iris Star is a bit grumpy, waking up on the wrong side of the nest. The whispers are becoming a little bit annoying already after a moon. Starling Dapple is helping to reinforce the nursery wall with brambles, and is having a moment with Elrun and getting to know her. River J is rethinking their life choices. This place is a bit grim. She really wants to take care of these cats, but she is used to more of a lush forest with a teeming river rather than a still one. However, she's still dedicated herself to this clan, and so she will stay, of course. Elrun is instilling their wisdom to some rowdy apprentices, which the only apprentice is actually Stonepaw, so I'm assuming that Elrun is trying to tell Stonepaw to take this duty as apprentice seriously. Raccoonpaw is alright, now a moon old. She hasn't seemed to worsen, but she is staring off into space, seeming distant from her mother and the rest of the clan. But patrols must continue. Stonepaw and Iris Star will go out together on their very first training session, and Stonepaw surprises Iris Star by admitting that they had a vision that they believed to be Star Clan last night. But Iris Star can't seem to make sense of it, and the two go on, ignoring it for now, but Stonepaw is still bothered by the vision. A vision of roots entangling all of the cats into the ground, many of them being pulled in, others trying to claw their ways out, and red eyes peering from around the wilted willow. Forest Heart and Rot Whisker continue with the border patrols, and they find a loner who may be interested in joining the clan, and they discuss where they are staying. After hearing much, the loner decides against joining the clan, especially hearing about where they are staying. They don't say much, just that they will remain outside the clan for now. The cats are left puzzled, but they return to camp either way. Mottle Fur and Starling Dapple go out on a hunt, and they manage to catch on a small mouse and brings home 6 prey. That isn't quite enough to feed the clan, but it is enough to keep the kits alive and the apprentices with their strength. As River Jay is out collecting cobwebs for the clan, they begin to think about a vision they had the previous night. And somehow, cobweb gathering brings River Jay to almost a meditative state. And not only are they fairly confident in their next steps having been given this vision, but they also bring back a good haul to the medicine den stocks. So plenty of cobwebs were gathered during this patrol, and River Jay is feeling a little more confident, having a vision of growth and harmony. It is now the 2nd moon, and Grousepaw excitedly touches noses with their new mentor, Elrun, looking quite eager to start training. So even though Elrun is so new to the clan, she is already a member that everyone loves and cares for. And so Iris Star, having trust in Elrun, has decided to give her an apprentice. Woodpaw has reached the age of 6 moons and has been made an apprentice with Forest Heart as their mentor. I'm sure Forest Heart is very excited to have an apprentice. Grousepaw was practicing their hunting pounds just a little too hard and right into a rock, so they're going to be sore for a little while. But otherwise, everybody is feeling better and have healed from previous minor injuries. Mottle Fur found a crow feather and decided to wear it in their pelt. So let's go see our new apprentices and how this beautiful feather, or feathers I should say, looks in Mottle Fur. She looks quite pretty with those feathers. I really love Mottle Fur because I think that she loves kits and little apprentices. So we have Stonepaw, of course, who's having a good day. Grousepaw is doing a bit of napping and is in the medicine den recovering from that hit of the stone. Woodpaw is feeling a little bit down. I think that she's just a bit nervous about starting her training today and feeling maybe like she doesn't really want to do it. And then Night Kit doesn't want to grow up yet, but they will be ready for an apprenticeship next moon. Raccoon Kit is daydreaming, still very distant from the clan and even her mother. The cats are worried, but they do know that the fever is still happening. It's not enough to cause her any serious injury or brain damage, according to River Jay, but she is warmer than the rest of the cats. It is still a light fever, and they are all keeping a very close eye on Raccoon Kit. While Elrun is still nursing Raccoon Kit, Iris Star has offered to take Grousepaw with Stonepaw on training today. Mottle Fur and Rot Whisker are sent out by Starling Dapple to go on another border patrol. Unfortunately, they come across a clan named Sparrow Clan. They have a very awkward moment with tension filling the air, and unfortunately, Sparrow Clan does not seem to like Willow Clan very much, and the relationship has worsened. Starling Dapple goes out on a hunting patrol by themselves, and she manages to catch a rabbit all on her own, adding more prey to the pile, but it's still not enough. The clan is still adapting to their new area, and they're having a bit of trouble hunting, but at least there's still something happening. River Jay notices ripples in the water, and as she looks into the puddle, they are greeted by an intense vision. They drop what they are doing and race back to the camp to consult with their leader. What River Jay saw was mushrooms. Lots and lots of various types and species of mushrooms growing over everything. Over the grasses, over the trees, over the stumps, growing out of the water, growing through bones, growing up into the skies. And she feels a sense of fear. But when she tells Iris Star simply says that mushrooms have never caused problems before, and that if they are so worried, they can pluck them from the ground. But otherwise, she thinks that the vision doesn't mean anything. And on the third moon, Nightpaw carefully touches noses with their new mentor, Starling Dapple, looking quite intimidated and nervous. I'm sure Nightpaw didn't expect to be apprenticed by the deputy herself, and yet here we are. Grousepaw is feeling a lot better, their bruises are gone, and Elrun has healed from delivering Raccoonpaw into the world. While Starling Dapple and Nightpaw are on a training mission, they come across what looks like a tunnel. As they're sniffing around this burrow, they hear a rustle from the woods, and it's difficult to say who's more surprised, the cats or the badger. There's a confused rush of paws and flying fur as the patrol scatters and the beast charges for the set. Nightpaw is battered in the process, but everyone gets home safely in the end, including the badger. Unfortunately, however, Nightpaw did get a torn pelt. Hopefully, that will teach Nightpaw a lesson to avoid badger sets, but shame on Starling Dapple for not realizing that was a bad idea. Now that Frostheart and Woodpaw have had their first training session together, Frostheart decides to take her apprentice out for some hunting. But they do hear distant howling in the distance and wonders whether they should investigate the noise. The patrol finds a coyote. It seems to be scavenging from an old carcass, and upon seeing the cats, proves to be fiercely protective of its meal. The patrol doesn't move fast enough, and Woodpaw is killed before they can run. So we have had our very first death of Willow Clan. Woodpaw has now joined Star Clan due to a coyote that was trying to protect its meal. This will be Elrun's first patrol in training Grousepaw, so they will be going on an actual training session. And they end up having a nice one, where Grousepaw learns all of Elrun's best tips and tricks. And now Iris Star will take Stonepaw out on a hunting mission. It's extremely hot today, and the hunting patrol is having a hard time staying on task. It's very humid in the mire, and the sun is beating down on them while they work on finding a trail and food to eat. They do stop to cool off in the shade, but they end up finding a half-grown deer fawn tottering about in the distance. It's confused by the heat and underweight, and by working together, the cats manage to bring it down. A huge prize for the clan. Very nice! This is very, very good for Stonepaw and Iris Star. Mottle Fur and Rot Whisker are also sent on a hunting patrol since food has been so low lately. They do end up finding a rabbit, but the rabbit is acting strange. It seems to be seizuring on the ground and hopping about, and they're a bit confused. They end up catching it, and it's eaten as normal. A very fortunate catch for these cats, and they get 18 prey from this. The cats will eat well tonight. And as for Riverjay, Riverjay's on a mission to find more herbs, and they were able to find mullein? How do you pronounce that, y'all? Let me know in the comments below. Help me out. Your uneducated cuppy needs your help. Riverjay has done really well as the medicine cat. I was kind of worried about making them a med cat simply because they just had the calm trait. I usually try and go for empathetic or altruistic, but she was just so pretty. And I loved her name, and she just looked like she'd be a med cat, and she's done so well. I'm really, really glad. After the cat's whole vigil for sweet woodkids, they move on from their loss, knowing that this is still a hard life. No matter where they end up settling, cats will die, Cats will be born, cats will get sick, and some will get better, some will not. It is a part of life for a cat in the wild. Forest Heart understands this and is no longer suffering from the shock of watching her apprentice get killed by a coyote in front of her. And Nightpaw is even healed from her pelt being torn by the badger. And patrols shall continue. Grousepaw tries so hard with Elrun to stalk a vole that's nibbling on the seeds. But unfortunately, after giving chase, the critter disappears into a burrow. But Grousepaw is still trying very hard to become a good hunter. And this is at least a good attempt, even if it wasn't successful. However, Stonepaw and Iris Star are doing the very same thing, except this time it's a mouse. And Stonepaw ends up catching this mouse, and Iris Star beams with pride for her apprentice, who she's hoping one day may be deputy if she ever steps down or is passed from old age. River Jay and Forest Heart go out together to collect herbs. Forest Heart, even though they have recovered from shock, are still disheartened by the loss of their apprentice, and so River Jay asks that they go with them and spend some time together. And while they go, they do feel a presence join them. The scent of a familiar pelt reaches Forest Heart's nose, and they know this cat. It's Woodpaw, coming to be with them. They turn to greet their friend from beyond the grave. Woodpaw explains to Forest Heart that they are not to blame for what happened. Forest Heart couldn't have possibly known that the badger would charge, and Woodpaw just couldn't move fast enough. And so Forest Heart now feels closure, knowing that Woodpaw doesn't blame them and loves them and will watch over them from StarClan. Both Rotwhisker and Mottlefur successfully hunt once again, fortunate enough to find a rabbit that seems to be acting strange, but nothing seems to happen to the cats. However, Rotwhisker is very curious what is going on with these rabbits. Nothing much has happened on this moon, other than River Jay getting fleas, which is mildly annoying. But Frostheart does believe they're a part of a new prophecy, feeling connected to Woodpaw and StarClan. She's hoping that Woodpaw will lead them and the clan to success and more food and protection in the future. And Frostheart believes they are so connected to Woodpaw that they are the one to relay messages from them. And on this moon, the cats have noticed that Raccoonpaw is acting even more strangely. The fever has persisted thus far, and suddenly Raccoonpaw starts having seizures every once in a while and blacking out. She's scared and she doesn't understand. She's seeing visions of mushrooms and darkness and the Willow every time she blacks out. She thinks that she hears the whispers louder, almost as if they are screaming at her. And she complains about strange dreams that are very similar to the visions that she has when she blacks out. And River Jay can't help but notice the similarity between the vision she had about the mushrooms and the things that Raccoonpaw are saying. They're nervous that something is seriously wrong with Raccoonpaw. Iris Star is nervous as well, but she is wondering if it's possible that Raccoonpaw has simply been born with some sort of deficiency, be it mental or physical, that the cat was simply sick upon birth. A lot of the other cats agree with Iris Star and don't think anything of it, but River Jay is very nervous. Regardless of this happening, the patrols must continue. But unfortunately, Starling Dapple has led Nightpaw into yet another dangerous situation. Nightpaw takes the lead in checking the source of a noise that they heard coming from beyond a brush. And they come face to face with a snarling wolverine. Nightpaw yowls for their patrol, but the other cats aren't quick enough to stop the wolverine from killing Nightpaw in one quick, deadly swipe. Nightpaw is gone and joins Woodpaw in StarClan. Grousepaw has found a talent for catching birds and is able to bring prey back to the clan. Stonepaw has shown that they can be continually successful in hunting and has brought a large fat vole back to the clan, allowing for 12 more prey to be eaten. Forest Heart and River Jay go out to help bury Nightpaw next to Woodpaw, and River Jay points out to Forest Heart the stone of where Woodpaw lays. They make sure to mark where they are to know which cat is where. The two cats solemnly go around their task and they pick a few useful plants that grow around the graves, and they're able to get Tansy and Bettany. On the 6th moon, the thought alone of fighting and hurting another cat makes Raccoonpaw shiver. They decide to heal instead of fight, and River Jay takes them under their wing. It's unsurprising that Raccoonpaw would want to be a healer because River Jay has kept close to this small kit since she was born. And so, of course, there would be a fascination and a love for River Jay and what she does. And so Raccoonpaw will follow in her footsteps, assuming she recovers from whatever ails her. River Jay is recovered from fleas, and Starling Dapple has recovered from the shock of seeing Nightpaw die before them. These cats are doing as well as they can, but they are still small. As much as they love their home, they realize that it is no sanctuary from predators. Predators are everywhere, and until the cats can get a little more experience, death is inevitable. But they are carrying on. However, they all watch Raccoonpaw very closely. They're happy to see her become a medicine cat, but they are worried for her, as she does continue to have seizures and strange visions of mushrooms overtaking the world. That is all for this episode, y'all. I know not a lot is happening here in the beginning, but that's because we are setting the scene for this story. I hope you're excited to hear more. If you are, tickle and poke that like button, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell so you're notified of when I post ClanGen videos. Also, feel free to join Discord or follow me on Twitch. The link to both of those are in the description below. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week for more of Willow Clan. Will they realize what is happening because of the wilted willow?